My grandfather, Gary Wilkes, served in the Air Force during the Vietnam War. He enlisted at 17 and started his basic training at the age of 18. His basic training took place in San Antonio, Texas, and lasted 6 weeks.
My grandfather, Richard Balnick, served in Vietnam in the Air Force. He was 21 when he started training in Wichita Falls, Texas.
After this period of basic training, my grandfather, Gary Wilkes, went to Oscoda, Michigan, to work as a mechanic at the Wurtsmith Air Force Base. He lived off base with my grandmother and described this job to be more like a civilian's job. He would work in shifts much like any other job and would go to and from the base as he pleased.
My grandpa was also a mechanic. He repaired cars and airplanes. He worked the night shifts because he said it was much easier to work and it was more relaxing.
He was then shipped off to Thailand for a year, where he lived without my grandmother on the military base. Just like in northern Michigan, he was still working on planes for the Air Force, but this time he was in charge of loading the B-52 bombers. After my grandfather's 1 year in Thailand, he had served his 4 years in the Air Force, and he moved back home with my grandma to start a family.
My grandpa served for about 6 years. When he was done serving, he felt heartbroken because that's what he loved to do. He only quit because he was going to have his first child, and my grandma needed him to be home to take care of him.
Both of our grandparents loved serving our country. They said it was one of the best times they have ever had. If it was possible, they said that they would love to go back to work in the Air Force and repair the cars and airplanes that they used to do.